Hi, I'm Scott Cullither, the co-founder and CEO of INVNT, the global brand storytelling agency.
And I'm Kristina McCoobery, the co-founder and COO of INVNT. Established in 2008 at the height of the previous global recession, we now operate out of 8 offices across 5 countries on 4 continents.
And we're here today to run you through some key elements of our book, Challenge Everything, the battle cry that blew shit up and invented live brand storytelling, which we recently published in partnership with Forbes Books in December of 2019.
In particular, we're going to share some ways you can pivot during the coronavirus pandemic and continue to connect with your audiences.
And we'll discuss some of our leadership principles we're currently drawing on to keep our employees engaged and to weather this pandemic storm.
During these trying times, it's important to communicate with your customers more, not less. In fact, they are looking for you to step up and support them now more than ever.
And while physical engagements aren't currently possible, it's essential that we adapt.
So companies, whether a one-man band or large multinational like INVNT, that recognize this, listen to their audiences, and help them when they need them most, will be remembered for it and are much more likely to come out on top.
And at INVNT, we specialize in designing and producing live brand experiences. But we also recognize the power of digital, and we delve into this throughout our entire book.
This is because the modern state is phygital, a mode where we simultaneously exist in our online and offline worlds. Consider, for example, attending a concert and capturing the highlights via your smartphone. That's a phygital experience.
And before the outbreak of the coronavirus, we looked to millennials and Gen Zs, who in 2019 comprised approximately 5 billion, or well over half the world's population, as the ultimate phygital beings. And studies have shown that they prefer to spend their hard-earned cash on a shareable experience over things, and they're super tech savvy.
Armed with their smartphones and tablets, they head online to share their live event highlights with their networks and essentially become citizen journalists as they report back on the experience to those who aren't there.
And that creates a process that we call fear of missing out, or FOMO. And it has the potential to extend the reach of live experiences from hundreds to millions in minutes.
But these events must feature things worth sharing. Think about a renowned performer, immersive installations, seamless design, and interactive activities.
Highly amplifiable events are clearly key. But what do we do during COVID-19 at a time when face-to-face interactions aren't possible, when each and every one of us are isolated beings?
We pivot. Digital experiences can still be compelling, but we need to carry all of the best parts of live across the virtual world in creative ways. It's not simply a repackage we're doing, but a total reset.
And the content needs to be shortened, or as we like to say, made snackable. For example, a 30-minute presentation should be broken up into 3 10-minute sessions, a bit like the length of this video. At INVNT, we've been using the tagline, be brief, be bold, and give them the center cut. Nothing more and nothing less.
Just as we do with live, include your audience in virtual experiences. This could be done in the form of live polling and Q&A breaks in between sessions, or you could invite them to submit a session idea and deliver on the topic via live stream, so they can contribute to the experience as they would in real life.
And then they'll probably share it with their own virtual platforms and networks as well.
We're used to changing locations, scenes, and setups in our own daily lives. While not the norm now, let's give audiences some variety. They're probably craving it. We know we are.
Think cutaways to animations, graphics, and pre-recorded bursts of content. Have experts or influencers stream in live and invite the audience to do the same.
That's right. The recent Fox Presents the iHeart Living Room Concert for America benefit event, which paid tribute to the first responders of COVID-19, is a really good example of this.
And it aired on Fox and iHeart radio stations across the country. It saw host Elton John stream in live from his home, and the 1-hour concert was interspersed with performances from Alicia Keys, Backstreet Boys, Billie Eilish, Mariah Carey, and more, plus the likes of Lady Gaga and Ellen, who made guest appearances.
They were all captured live in their homes. The content was constantly changing, and performances were raw and authentic. It reminded us that we're all in this together and highlighted that there are ways we can continue to engage customers virtually and, importantly, bring people together during difficult times.
Exactly. And on an even more positive note, First Responders Children's Foundation, an organization that I am a proud board member of and one that INVNT is proud to support, was a recipient of donations made during this commercial-free concert, which, thanks to the generosity of individuals and companies around the world, were in the millions.
Now, in true pivoting style, I guess we'll call this part 2. We wanted to share some leadership tips with you. In our book, we talk through the different leadership principles that we've learned over the course of our careers, both as employees and now as agency co-founders and employers.
And importantly, from a leadership perspective, we challenge ourselves and we're not afraid to look in the mirror and pivot. We move fast, we adapt to our clients' changing needs and to the world around us.
In trying times like these, we're challenging ourselves by adopting what we call a Len Hill approach to leading the business.
The Len Hill approach centers around a dichotomy of practicing compassion, honesty, and transparency, a leadership style that mirrors John Lennon's take on life.
And the Winston Churchill School of Thought, which is focused on the core operations, as we call the nitty-gritty of the business.
In the John Lennon side of leadership, ongoing communication is key. It's important to keep employees up to date on how things are evolving, both from an industry and a company perspective.
So please remind employees via company-wide video calls and email comms that you're available to them around the clock, that we're in this together, and that you're doing all that you can to minimize the impact on them and, of course, the business.
And the Churchill approach involves looking at what needs to be done and making swift, difficult decisions in order to fight most effectively, so that you never, ever, ever find yourselves in a situation where you have to surrender.
It's about analyzing the revenues, the operating costs, the staff headcount, and the business unusual approach, providing clients with the support and counsel that you always do.
You're acting in the best interests of the business, your clients, and your people in the long term. And there are probably there will be a few difficult decisions to be made, but they are essential to the ongoing survival of the business.
The most effective leaders are able to successfully balance Lennon's inherent compassion for all around him with Churchill's operational savviness and decisiveness.
And while it's never easy leading a business during tough times, at INVNT, we've endured a few of these tough times, and we can confirm for you that you will come out stronger as leaders and an organization, or as we like to say, a tribe.
We're all enduring challenging times, so don't disappear on those who rely on you most. Pivot, challenge, and communicate. They'll thank you for your efforts in years to come.
And you can find out more about our approach to business and experiential marketing in our book, Challenge Everything, the battle cry that blew shit up and invented live brand storytelling, which is available at retailers around the world such as Hudson Books and Amazon.com. Stay safe, everyone.
And thanks for your time today.
Thank you.